there, Virgo. Welcome to your mid-June 2023 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So I started your reading last night and I got interrupted and I just decided to do the whole thing again to have continuity. And so here I go. The heart of the matter is the Emperor. Don't ask me why this deck, it makes it look like an alien. Even that thing he's got in his hands looks like a flying saucer holding a a flower, like a sunflower type of flower. What that has to do with the emperor? Actually, I think it's a dog, but it looks kind of like an alien too. So the emperor is numbered 4 in the tarot. It's actually the 5th card, but it's numbered 4, and in the major arcana, and it deals with the issue of control, order, and that sort of thing. Sometimes this can be a person who represents this quality, like in terms of professions. This actually can connect to judges. Like there are several cards. We have the Emperor and the Justice in the major arcana, and then in the minor arcana we have the King of Swords, which can all be like legal matters and judges and things like that. So it could be somebody like that, but it can also be somebody in the military, someone who's a police officer. It's actually connected to Aries, and both of those professions are, warrior related, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's so much that, it's more of law and order. Order, number 4, numerology, Saturn, structure. In astrology, the 4th house is home and family, which is our foundation. So you may be, if you are embodying these qualities, then you're getting your life in order. When I started the reading last night, I was speculating about someone who has gotten recently divorced or the equivalent, and it's like you're getting your life back because maybe you gave too much of yourself, like the typical Virgo person, and now you're able to feel that sense of balance. Justice is a card of fairness or balance. And when you're in a relationship with someone and you're doing all of the giving, and I'm not talking about financial, I'm talking about energetically. I mean, financial can be energy, but also just you're putting your all into something and the other person is taking and not appreciating it, then there is unfairness. And that's going to eat away at the relationship. So for whoever it was that might have ended the relationship, really doesn't matter. Justice has been served. Even if you are still awaiting a decision, it's already done on a higher level. And of course, this can be in the workplace too. And you may have to take control over your own life. Maybe you had a boss that was playing favorites. And remember that if you are a sun in Virgo, you can have inner planets in Libra, and that can irk you all the more. The higher message is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune, ultimately, we can say, I mean, a lot of people say, oh, wow, luck is coming your way. Well, maybe that's very possible, but it can also be that there are cycles in life. The wheel has turned, the tides have shifted, or however the saying goes, and a twist of fate, if you will. And this, we can see this when there is some change that is afoot. And also, I have to say too that there's going to be a couple of things that happen that might really impact you. First of all, there's going to be a Saturn has gone into your 7th house, which is not only the house of partnership, but also the house of legal affairs. And so that can kind of bear down on issues that need to be resolved. Also, Neptune is also in your opposite sign of Pisces, and that's going retrograde at the end of June. So that can bring some kind of matter, whether it is a legal matter or a romantic partnership type of matter, and give it a reality check. Because Neptune can be illusion, but when it retrogrades, it can expose the fallacy of the way somebody is thinking. Maybe they are, delusional in their thinking. It could be something like that. So pay attention to these things. Don't shrug them off, because they can be very informative in how to proceed in your life. Another thing I was going to say is that you're going to have a solar eclipse in Libra. So that's, that sign, even though that's something that's supposed to be a past position card, I don't really like, cling too much to the positions, because sometimes they may be, if you think of time as being an illusion, the past could be the future. Because this impacts the second house of earned income. That could be something that shows a shakeup. And of course, that could be connected to your earnings. And a couple of months before that, in August, there is a full moon in Aquarius, which is your sixth house of employment. So that could be like something coming to a head, an ending, even like a promotion, or getting a raise. What crosses you is the Four of Cups. This is a card of dissatisfaction. So it's in a challenge position. It can mean that whatever is going on in your life that is kind of in a state of flux, if you're not tuned into your emotions, and especially the ones that are more on the challenging side, where you don't feel satisfied with what is going on, if you kind of like blow that off, you could risk not really tuning into exactly how you feel about something, and that could impact you negatively in other ways. So being able to feel your feelings when they're not necessarily all bright and sparkly is very important, because this could be if you're unhappy about something, that is information for you to act upon. And Aquarians are tolerant, and that can even include tolerant of negative situations, because you tend to be quite detached, whereas someone else might be like, oh, this is unacceptable. You may be like, have a greater tolerance for why did I say Aquarius? I meant as a Virgo. What I meant to say, I'm sorry that I said Aquarius, but what I meant to say, Virgo, is that and the card that represents what is crossing you is the Four of Cups. So Virgo, how do you tend to kind of squash your feelings? You're an earth sign, so you tend to, maybe you try to rationalize things. Being ruled by Mercury, the mind can make things abstract, and sometimes it can come in handy. As a matter of fact, a lot of times it can, but then sometimes you might be spiritually bypassing or intellectually bypassing, where you're not really feeling the fact that you're unhappy in a situation, and you tolerate it far too long. I feel that if things are changing in your life, make sure that you are going in a direction that feels good for you, and not reacting to what is happening and trying to kind of um, do something based more out of not fear so much as wanting to just like get it over with, or not have that messy situation where it's hanging in the air. Don't try to be premature with that, because first of all, it's not going to work, but also it doesn't allow you to integrate feelings that may be on the uncomfortable side. Don't be afraid to feel negative feelings. What's coming in is represented by the Prince of Pentacles. This is the equivalent of the Knight of Pentacles. And don't you like those colors? I don't know. There's the Bull, and that's because this card is connected to Taurus. And it's that Taurus vibe, the workaday Taurus vibe, the fixed earth, which is going after resources in a very predictable and, dependable kind of a way. Why? Well, for instance, if you have decided, maybe you have let's say you've gotten divorced, and you feel this sense of vulnerability because you don't have two incomes to deal with. What can happen is you may decide that you want to work more right now. And as long as you're not burning yourself out, I didn't get the 10 of Wands, so that's a good sign. But as long as you're doing something like that, it can be very helpful for you to maintain that kind of consistency. And also, I would say lose yourself in your work, because what that means is that you're able to channel any kind of uncomfortable energy in a constructive direction. I did pick an additional card after this one. I don't know what I have against the Knight of Swords, but for some reason it doesn't seem to me like a card that I want to end with. Now you see here Knight of Swords as the outcome card. This can be kind of a chaotic energy. Maybe that's why they show like these flames. It is connected to fire. I think I know it must be through the Knight, because the swords is air. Now, fire fans air or air fans fire, I should say. So this is a very fiery influence. If this is, that's another indicator of legal matters, because the Prince of Swords, the Knight of Swords, can be a lawyer. And so again, you might be consulting with somebody in the legal profession about your situation. And maybe you've been kind of like back and forth about a particular situation. But with the Four of Cups, if you do embrace your dissatisfaction, it's easier to make that decision. It's easier to say, yeah, I really need to end this situation. It's not good for me, and that kind of thing. And then we have the King of Swords. This could be like a judge, somebody who has to be totally detached and totally objective to make decisions. So they can't have any emotional stake in an outcome. If this is you, this is the self-mastery of detachment, where nothing is touching your decision-making abilities. And that includes somebody trying to guilt you. Four of Cups, maybe there is somebody in your life who, maybe the person that you're trying to get away from, who is guilting you, manipulating you in some way. And you have to stand firm. But like I said, this could be someone in the legal profession. I mean, like a judge, or are they called adjudicators? Somebody who's like a mediator who makes decisions in the workplace. As a higher message with the Wheel of Fortune, if you can understand that you're in a period of being aligned, you don't have anything to worry about. in terms of having decisions go against you. The only thing that you really have to worry about is if you give away your power. So the Emperor is about you taking back that power in your life, not to, so that you can control other people, but so that you can do things that are based on growth, self-growth. Because you are someone who is perhaps maybe you have been through some challenges and you're looking for this new cycle that the Wheel of Fortune talks about, but you still may have loose ends to tie up for sure. So don't be afraid of doing that. Okay, well, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I have double readings that are package deals, so they're specially priced. That a double astrology reading, and I'm a moon in Virgo, so I tend to be very, I was going to say persnickety about, things that I do with my readings, but, that doesn't really, that might not really explain much. But anyway, an hour of natal chart analysis, an hour of transits for the upcoming 12 months. And then I have another package deal with the tarot if you like that. And I have standalone readings. You can find out more information at the link below. I'm at ReinaMoonAstrology.com. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.